Hi, Leslie Koo here. Apple has released the latest iPhone 14, including the 14 Pro model as well, the AirPods Pro 2, and the Watch 8 and Watch Ultra in its September event. iPhone 14 Plus will be available from 7th of October, while the rest of the iPhone 14s will be available on the 16th of September. In this video, I want to talk about the iPhone 14 and 14 Plus because the iPhone 14 and 14 Plus are using the A15 chips, the previous generation chip used by the 13 Pro models. Now, the difference between this A15 chip in 14s and 13 Pros compared to the A15 used in the 13 models is that the former or the A15 used in the 14 and 13 Pro has one extra GPU core, and this is according to the specs given by Apple in this website. So now, iPhone 14, latest model, but the last generation chip. Will people ditch the iPhone 14 and go for the 13th? Many are saying that, well, why buy the 14? You can get the 13 because it's the same chip, or rather quite similar chip, A15. And by now, the iPhone 13 is cheaper, but I don't think so. Now, let's look at these options. iPhone 14 and iPhone 13. iPhone 14, the chip, the A15 chip, has one additional GPU core compared to the A15 used in the iPhone 13. And iPhone 14 has the goodies, more goodies, or the latest goodies, like the front-facing camera autofocus, upgraded rear camera, longer battery life, etc. So, and you look at the price difference between iPhone 14 and iPhone 13. iPhone 14 is only 150 Singapore dollars or 100 US dollars more expensive than the iPhone 13. The price difference is very little. It's not going to break your bank. So I would say that, and I'm quite confident that people would not mind paying 150 Sing dollars or 100 US dollars more to pay for or to buy the iPhone 14. Now, how about iPhone 13 Pro? iPhone 14 versus iPhone 13 Pro. They have the same chip, A15, but iPhone 13 Pro has the Pro features like the 120 Hz refresh rate, more premium casing, telephoto lens, better camera system compared to the non-Pro models. Now, will people go for the iPhone 14 or 13 Pro? Now, of course, Apple no longer sells its 13 Pro in its physical shop or online, but you can still find 13 Pro selling elsewhere online. So, will you go for the 14 or the 13 Pro given the Pro features? I don't think so, because there is another comparator against the 13 Pro in the iPhone 14 lineup. That is the 14 Plus. And 14 Plus has a huge competitive advantage against 13 Pro, and that is the screen size. 14 Plus has a bigger screen, 6.7 inch. The bigger screen will give you an impact that is more real, more immediate. More real as in you feel it's real, and the impact is more immediate compared to the Pro features like the telephoto lens or the 120 Hz refresh rate. Let's say you put the iPhone 13 Pro models with 120 Hz refresh rate and an iPhone which is the 60 Hz refresh rate. Are you able to tell the difference? Of course there is a difference, but are you able to notice it? I couldn't. And for example, the telephoto lens. With the telephoto lens, do you think will you take way more photos than before? And you have an additional category because of the telephoto lens in your photo portfolios? Maybe yes, maybe no. But a bigger screen, the impact is more real and more immediate, like what I said just now. A bigger screen works better for you when playing games, viewing your photos in your photo apps, and let's say, yes, going through your social media. And also when you text, it gives you less risk of typo error. And also like watching movies, is give you a better experience in all this. Because when you use your phone, you will use the screen. So that's why you feel the impact is more real and more immediate. Now, with the bigger screen, do you think people will still go for the 13 Pro with small screen? I don't think so. I think people will go for the bigger screen, the 6.7 14 Plus. Because as I said, the impact that you get having a bigger screen is way more significant compared to a 6.1 inch screen, even though with all the Pro features. How about the 13 Pro Max? At the moment, Apple is no longer selling the 13 Pro Max in its physical store or online, but you still can find 13 Pro Max and 13 Pro elsewhere, online or third-party retailers. So now, iPhone 14 Plus and iPhone 13 Pro Max. Same chipset, A15, same screen size, and 13 Pro Max has all the Pro features. With all this, it appears that the 13 Pro Max is a better deal than 14 Plus. But the thing is that you have to bear in mind, at this stage or at this moment, it is not likely that there will be tons of 13 Pro Max floating around in the market for the potential buyers. A sane seller is not likely to stock up huge amount of 13 Pro Max in the run-up to the September launch, expecting that because the price will be more expensive for the 14 and using the same A15 chipset, and people will go for the 13 Pro Max. No sense seller is going to do that. It just does not make any business sense. It is not likely that there will be many 13 Pro Max lying around for potential buyers. So I would say there is, or rather, even the 13 Pro Max are available, but the stock, the amount is not huge enough to affect the sales or the demand for the 14 Plus. Having an old or older generation chip alone is not going to affect the demand for the 14 and 14 Plus. There are other factors in play that must be changed in order to have, or rather in order to hurt the demand for the 14 and 14 Plus. That's all for this video. Thank you for watching.